Everyone already knows how smart you are, Debbie. You don't have to keep going overboard to prove it. It makes the rest of us feel less than. A client said that to me over lunch one day, and it stopped me in my tracks. We were sitting in this busy restaurant in DC talking about their data analytics strategy over salads. He was a senior leader at a big organization, exactly the kind of client I wanted to impress. I'd gone into that meeting over-prepared, over-caffeinated, and already halfway into a 20-slide mental deck I was determined to walk him through. In my mind, I was thinking, this has to work. He needs to see that I know what I'm talking about. But when he said those words, I felt a flush of defensiveness, then embarrassment. I knew he was right. I'd been trying to earn what I didn't really feel: respect, belonging, approval. The behavior had worked for a long time. Work harder, be the expert, set the bar high and clear it again. It got me clients, revenue, and growth, but it also exhausted me and drained the room around me. I realized I was managing optics more than my energy, proving instead of leading, tightening and not trusting myself. And underneath all of this was the story: if I perform, I'm worthy. If I achieve, I belong. Inside my head, the voice was running nonstop. Show them, impress them, don't screw it up. That voice isn't the problem. It's just a habit. Not noticing that it's just a voice is the problem. Believing that the voice is the truth is also the problem. I read this great book by Michael Singer called Untethered Soul, where he explained that the inner roommate always has something to say, and that it can actually take either side of an argument. It's just like steam from a pressure cooker. It doesn't mean anything. It's hot air escaping due to stress. So once I discovered that there was a part of me that could watch my thoughts instead of automatically believing them, everything started to change. I call this part of us the observer, and it's where your real source of inner power lives, because it's outside of the story. So here's what I eventually saw in myself and almost every founder I coach. When you're thinking, I have to prove I belong here, I need them to see how good I am, you actually feel tight, anxious, and a little on edge. From that state, you start over-explaining, overworking, and overmanaging. You jump in to fix instead of letting your team step up, and you talk more than you listen. You unpack every slide and every sentence with proof. The result is predictable. People feel smaller around you, not bigger. Initiative fades and risks stay hidden. Projects move slower, and then you feel even more pressure, so you double down on the same behavior. But when you're the observer, you notice the story and rest for a few breaths as the one who's aware of it. Something practical happens in your nervous system. Tension drops, presence rises, your frequency changes. You stop broadcasting insecurity and start holding a steadier energy field. From there, you naturally say less, but it lands more. You ask one question instead of defending your idea. You give someone space to own a problem instead of grabbing it back. People start bringing you the real issues. Decisions get easier and reality starts to line up with the energy you're holding, not the performance that you're staging. So how do you work with this in real life when you don't have hours to journal or meditate before every meeting? Here's one simple practice you can run in about 60 seconds before a call, or an email, or a decision. First, notice what is the energy in your body right now, like a tight chest or fast breaths, shoulders up to your ears. Just see it. Second, name what the story is that the inner voice is running. Maybe it's like I had, they need to see how smart I am, or if this doesn't work, I'm in trouble, or I can't afford to look weak. Third, observe who is the one that is noticing the story. For 3 slow breaths, rest as the one who's aware of the thought instead of the one acting it out. Let your shoulders drop while you watch it. You don't have to fix the thought. The goal is just to see it as a problem and a program, not a fact. Choose from that steadier place what frequency will actually move the ball forward. Calm, clarity, curiosity, certainty. Pick one. Feel it in your body for a moment and then act from there. Send the email, ask the question, make the call. Then you're moving forward from a grounded state. No big drama, no performance, just you leading from your own field. Nothing's wrong with you. There never was. You're not a problem to fix. You're a leader, remembering how to hold your own field of energy. When you act from that state, the proving quiets down, the work gets lighter, and the results get better. Not because you pushed harder, but because you finally stopped pushing against yourself.